Yo, Still Mills, what's the deal, man? It's hump day, man. My son got practice for the next 3 days, and he got a game on Saturday, man. So that's on the itinerary for the week, man. But peep game, let's get into this shit, man. And we gotta talk about my nigga Erickson Lubin, man. Like I've always been, I don't want to say a fan of Erickson Lubin. I say more like a supporter. Not like, oh shit, Lubin. Well, I don't know. I fuck with Erickson Lubin, Brody. I do. I fuck with Erickson Lubin. I've always thought he showed a certain level of heart and resilience. Even in the ring, and he's taking fights that he wasn't necessarily ready to take. He was not ready to take that Charlo fight, as we all saw. He didn't want to get stopped by Sebastian Fundora. He was in that fight. He fought to the bitter end. You know what I'm saying? Like I just always thought that was pretty G about him, man. But it seems like a lot of people kind of niggas get a kick out of kicking you while you down, man. And I can't understand for the life of me how somebody who's been knocked out twice can sit there and ostracize somebody who got knocked out for the first time, man. You got knocked out in one round by Charlo, my nigga, like, and you haven't ever caught a title since. You haven't caught a title. You never caught a title. That was thus far the only title shot you got, and you got outlined in chalk in one round. You dig what I'm saying? Now Tim Tszyu lasted 3 rounds. In my personal opinion, he won that first round. It was by a hair, but he won that first round. I think he landed that beautiful right hand over the top. I think that sealed the round for him. But nonetheless, it was a competitive round, and I wouldn't argue against anybody who said that he lost that first round and lost all three of the rounds. I mean, shit, it was 3 knockdowns, so it's like he didn't win a round. But I just think it's real distasteful how you can sit there and kick a man while he's down. You dig what I'm saying? Like what happened to him didn't happen to you in half of the time. It happened to you. You dig? More than half. You got walked into a devilish uppercut by Charlo right out the gate. You came out fast and he lined you up and put you down. As fast as you got into a rhythm was as fast as it took for him to put you down. And you would sit there and laugh at Tim Tszyu while he's down talking about who he fought. Like the biggest fights that you fought, you lost. If we being real, you lost. You lost to Charlo. You lost to Fundora. You can't say who has he fought when he's fought. Has he fought the who's who in the division more so than you? Technically, no, because you at least fought Charlo. You know what I'm saying? You fought Charlo. You fought Ramos. You fought Sebastian. The difference is though, you dig in those fights you lost. Now with him, he lost as well, but that Fundora fight is no getting around it. That fight was one. Sebastian won that fight due to a foul, bro. Accidental foul. Like I'm not saying that he did that shit intentionally. Sebastian Fundora, I think, is too kind-hearted to go in there and intentionally foul somebody. You dig? I think he stays within the guidelines of the sport. He doesn't look to do nothing extra and do what he got to do to win the sport. He don't come off as no grimy, greasy motherfucker who would just, all right, well, shit, I'm getting away with low blows, so I'm gonna just keep hitting them low. The ref ain't calling it, so fuck it. That doesn't really fit his character arc. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a dude who stays within the guidelines of the rules. Oh fuck! God damn it! Uh, Fucking traffic jam, man. I don't know what the fuck going on in Omaha, man. This city growing too damn much. Usually I get to where, I'll be well on my way to work by this time, man. But motherfucking just the traffic is a little hectic on the interstate right now. On north and south, you dig? So this is weird. But nah, he just seems like a dude who stays within the guidelines of a sport. Like he's not gonna try and get over, even if he can get over. Him and his sister, they just seem like good hearted and high spirited individuals. So that foul that was committed by him wasn't necessary. I don't think that was done with ill intent. I think that was as accidental as it gets, man. But the point is, he won that fight because of that foul, man. Or he was touching Sebastian Fundora at will, bro. Like flying that man's head at will. Nobody can argue against that. The dude was winning that fight. Now it happened early, but we niggas saw, man, yeah, this fight might not go the distance, bro. It might not go the distance. It might not go the distance. And if it does go to this, this is going to be a brutal beating for the entire and for the duration of them 12 rounds. You dig? We saw that right off rip, man, and then that foul happens and boom, and he still was able to, get a judge to rule in his favor. You dig? So I'm just saying, man. And then after that, who does he? Before that, he fought fucking Mendoza. You dig? He knocked out Carlos Ocampo. Ocampo went 12 with fucking Sebastian Fundora. You dig? He beat Brian Mendoza from pillar to post. Brian Mendoza stopped Fundora, like brutally knocked him out. Beat Tony Harrison, knocked him out. You dig? Terrell Gausha outpointed Terrell Gausha. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude is not. This is not no. This is not no fly by night fighter, man. It's not no fly by night fighter. And for you to feel comfortable enough after he loses to say, who has he really fought when you were supposed to be one of the dudes that he fought a multitude of times, man? Like, why do y'all? I don't see why people can do that. You got fighters like Caleb Plant and all these other fighters who are extending gratitude to him, man. Like, that's a good dude right there. Because I think Tim Tszyu is a good-hearted individual. He wants to be respected by the fighters in North America. He wants to fight up here in North America. He wants to build his brand here in America or whatever. And I just think because of that, you dig, fights that he should be taking over there in Australia, he's taking here. Fights that honestly could be bigger in Australia, he's taking here because he wants the American public to become familiar with him like his dad. And I just think it's unnecessary, but nonetheless, he's trying to really endear himself to the hearts of the Americans, fighters and fans and promoters, all of that. Just America abroad, man. And now we're in a position where you got this shit happening. And instead of, him being saluted, now granted, you're not really supposed to get saluted for getting knocked out. So this isn't a sympathy party for him. But when you realize what type of blood sport that this is, you understand that knockouts are going to happen. Even if it's a fighter that you don't want to see knocked out. I didn't want to see Tim Tszyu get knocked out. I thought he had that in the bag because you go through that, we talking about a unification match between you and Bud. And you get that get back with Sebastian Fundora because he's the only unified champion in the division. So I wanted him to win this fight, and I fuck with Tim Tszyu. I fuck with Tszyu, but I can't be the nigga to play you the violin because it happens. It happens. Anthony Joshua got knocked out. That's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't be the dude to play you the violin. I can come to your aid and defend you. You dig? And that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing. You look for reasons as to why what happened, and for you to find some sort of solace in the fact that what happened to this nigga happened to him. But man, it's just what happened to him. Just he went in there, he got dominated, man. He lost. He got hit on the button, couldn't recover from it. You dig? And even early on in the fight, you seen him kind of pawing at his forehead, wanting to make sure that gash ain't reopened. You dig? A lot of people think due to that he's a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? He's somewhat shell shocked, like, oh shit, this happened to me. You dig? Like I'm just mentally psyched out about it. Like, yo, man, every time somebody breathes on that shit, you checking that cut to make sure they ain't reopened up or whatever, man. So I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I just think that shit is corny for you to sit there and kick the dude while he's down and say some goofy shit like, who has he fought? When he's he beat one of the dudes who knocked out the dude that knocked you out. Like, have some fucking humility, man, and just don't be that dude. I just don't want. I don't like niggas being that dude when the smoke clears and motherfucking who is he fought and all that. Like, fam, he fought people that beat the dude who beat you. He's fought dudes who beat the dudes that beat you. Niggas forget, man. Harrison beat Charlo and was dominating him in the second fight until he got knocked out. Brian Mendoza knocked out Fundora and got beat from pillar to post by Tim Tszyu. So why are you up here talking about who has he fought? He's fought dudes who beat the niggas who knocked you out. You can't say who has he fought when he's fought dudes who operated at a higher level than you, man. Like, that's just being real. That's just being real, man. I don't like this shit, man. Just just Americans, man. They just really get to a point where, man, y'all gotta come down off that high horse. You can't sit here and say who has he fought when he's fought niggas, he beat niggas, knocked niggas out, beat niggas who beat the niggas who knocked you out, man. Like, it's audacious to me. It's real life audacious. And just completely dismissive of reality, man. Who has he fought? I can't get over that. Listening to that interview, I'm like, this nigga really on some shit right now. Who has he fought? That's what we doing. Who has he fought? Man, don't be that guy, man. Don't be that guy. And you were supposed to be one of the dudes that he fought. Why is it taking 3 and 4 times for y'all to get a fight over the line? You supposed to be one of the dudes that he fought. That ain't by accident that y'all didn't fight. Like, come on, loved ones. Like, don't be that dude, man. Don't be that dude. Don't be that dude. Just you of all people know what it's like to get knocked out because you've been there twice, man. That shit ain't cool. That shit ain't cute. That shit ain't. I just can't get over that, man. Nigga who been knocked out twice. Kicking a motherfucker while he down, man. Like, you just wasn't that. You was just in the position that he's in 2 fights ago. 2 fights ago, bro. Like, do you not remember how bad Sebastian Fundora disfigured your face? Like, bro, put it like this, man. And this is not wishing no ill will on my man, but just hypothetically. This is a hypothetical. If you died, this is how bad this fight was. Had you died, they wouldn't even be able to tell who you were through an autopsy. They'd have to take your DNA and everything. They couldn't just look at you and say, "Oh, that's Erickson Lubin." That's how bad that man disfigured your face. Had you lumped up and beat up and swole up and all that shit, man. Like, you was. It probably took you 2-3 months for that swelling to go down. And now after that shit happens, you back in the winner's bracket. And a lot of people don't even think you beat Ramos, man. They think that was a robbery. Do I think it was a robbery? No, I have to go back and watch the fight. But in that night, I thought, like, yeah, I think he won the fight. I think he did enough to win the fight. I wasn't mad at that. You dig, man? But before that, man, you was a dude on the outside. And honestly, you're still a dude on the outside because you're looking for a title shot because the last time you got one, you failed miserably in 1 round. Just come on, man. I don't like having to go, off of have these discussions about shit like this, man, because you should just already know, man. Yo, I've been there before. Because you've been there before, you should be a little bit more gracious in defeat when it comes to this dude. You should be a nigga, oh, yeah, because I've been there. Hey, nah, man, it's all good. We gonna run that Tim Tszyu. I'm gonna fuck you up. But until then, man, hold your head up, man. You'll get back. You'll be back in the winner's bracket. It's hard looking at fighters, you dig, warriors, or, the warrior class, you dig, Saiyans. It's hard looking at them after a defeat, man. It's hard watching a warrior just get emotional because it's just something that contradicts their character and who they are. So when you got a gladiator in there, man, and he's showing emotion and vulnerability and all that shit, man, it don't sit right in your spirit because you're like, damn, man. It didn't sit like, I'm not a big fan of the Charlos, man. That did not sit right with me when Charlo was crying. That did not sit right with me when Deontay Wilder. Just he wasn't crying or nothing like that, but just how he looked after that Zhang loss. Like this shit just don't sit right with me, man. It don't sit right with me. And, you know, you got Zoo. You did just that. That shit just it don't sit right with me, man. Motherfuckers put their heart, you know, their blood, sweat, and tears into this game, and when they come up short and they in front of the camera, Lomachenko, another one, that shit didn't sit right with me. They come up short. And instead of a motherfucker being sensitive about it and being understanding about it, they're using it as a means to make fun of him and laugh at him. That shit just don't sit right with me, man, because they open themselves up for criticisms by insensitive ass bitch ass niggas on internet who have probably not even been in a fight before. They don't know what it's like to get hit in the face, let alone for a living. Take their ass to a local gym. Hey, yo, and it's a meme out there that just this meme is real deal. The gym is full, it's packed for us on Mondays and Wednesdays. Why? Because those are the days you hitting the bags, you getting your mid work, you doing, you doing your road work, man. But on Tuesdays and Thursdays, when it's time to get in there and lace up, and then it's time for you to get your head whooped, you get in there, you hearing them gloves smack up the side, smack up against the side of a nigga head. You seeing heads get jolted back violently, body shots being landed. There's blood all over the ring. There's blood on this towel is dirty right here because they had to wipe a nigga nose. You start to see the violence of the sport, and you realize, yo, I'm in a position where I'm about to be, I'm about to be a victim of this violence. So they'll look for a way out. Those is the same niggas who got the most to say about fighters, man. That shit pisses me off. That shit pisses me off, man. You eventually got to get to a point where you like, yo, all right, cool. Well, let you take the fan aspect out of it. And what would you do in the situation? How would you react in them situations? I ain't saying everybody, man, but I'm just saying enough people to where they not about to walk into no gym and be like, hell yeah, I need that fade, I need that work. They not about to do that shit. And them is the same niggas who's online running their mouth. They don't got no problem posting up a whole bunch of videos of them hitting bags and nothing like that, getting some workouts, hitting the speed bag. The speed bag is eye candy for everybody, man. Everybody want to learn how to hit the speed bag or whatever, man. But there's really not no benefit in hitting a speed bag like you think it is, man. It's smooth, it look dope. But ain't no benefit in hitting the speed bag as opposed to hitting the heavy bag or the double end bag or the water bag and doing, working out on the slip bags and everything like that. And the spar bar and shit like that. You dig? It's not the speed bag doesn't have the same amount of benefits as those other contraptions in the gym do. But they're comfortable with hitting the speed bag because that's the most, you know, entertaining and visually stunning and stimulating bag they hit in the gym. So they'll come in there and they'll learn them bags. But the minute it's time to glove up and throw that headgear on and, bite down on that mouthpiece and you can't get out of the ring till this round is over because you don't want to look bitch made in there, they gonna tuck their tail. These are the same niggas who would laugh at people who's in the ring emotional because they feel like they just got robbed or they just got embarrassingly beat down like Tim Zoo. That shit is corny, man. And then for a nigga who's been, I'm gonna keep reiterating this, for a nigga who's been knocked out twice, and I'm talking violently knocked out, even though, he didn't make it long enough in that Charlo fight for him to look the way that he looked against Sebastian Fundora. That was one round. And he walked you into that uppercut. That was brutal how he did you. And then you turn around and you had a Sebastian Fundora fight. You touched earth in the second round. And I keep going back to that, just how you got dropped. Like it just, it looked like some video game shit, the way your body just went. You did like, oh, it did like, it did look funny. But you got up, you fought, you got that get back, you dropped him. And then in the next round, he stopped you. You dig? But I just think it's real distasteful for you of all people to sit there and talk about who has he fought. Who has he fought? That shit is lame, man, because for a fact that's bogus. You can't sit there and tell that man, who have you fought? You can't do that because he's fought multiple dudes and beat knocked out one and beat one dude from pillar to post. He's fought both. He's fought two dudes who beat the dudes who knocked you out. That's not gonna get said enough. Don't get to say who has he fought when he knocked out Tony Harrison and he beat Brian Mendoza from pillar to post. After Brian Mendoza knocked out Sebastian Fundora and after Tony Harrison beat Jermell Charlo, man, you of all people, you not the nigga to say who has he fought. You not that guy. You not that guy. So in these situations, man, just exercise a little bit more humility, my nigga, because you look wild. You look wild. There's, just you can't even be nice about it, man. You look. Who has he fought? You of all people. Who has he fought? It's just people got selective memory, man. People got selective memory. Oh shit, the hawk on the hunt. People got selective memory, man. You don't get to be that guy. Not you of all people. Not you. Not you. As a fighter, you should have a little bit more humility. As a fighter who's been knocked out twice, you should definitely have a hell of a lot more humility. Don't kick a motherfucker while he down, because he's not out of the picture. He's not out of the picture. The same way you wasn't out of the picture when you got knocked out after getting knocked out twice. You're in title contention right now. When just 2 years ago you was in the position that he's in, worse position honestly, because you was disfigured in your fight. He rearranged your face and now you're in title contention. You can easily get that work next, man. You can get that work next. I don't think anybody would really pick you to beat Zoo. Not even really. I don't think you beat Zoo. So let's put that to the test, man. Since you show, you feeling yourself. All right, cool. Go line that up with him. Go run that with him. Go give him that fade, man. I would love to see that fight. I think it'd be a good fight. I don't think Erickson Lubin is whack. I think Erickson Lubin is dope. I do. I think he's dope, man. I think all of them fighters I think one thing you can say about the PBC is their 154-pound stable was dope because they had all of them. Ryan Castano, Jermell Charlo, Jared Hurd, Landy Lara, Tony Harrison. They had all the 154-pound stock. Nathaniel Gallimore. They had it all. They had all of them. Both of the Charlos was 154-pound champions. They had the run of the mill, bro. They had the run of the mill. They had all of them. They had that division sold up. And they still got hitters. They still got hitters there. They still got hitters. Murtazaliev was on untelevised fights or whatever, but he was a PBC fighter. He was waiting on his moment to get that Charlo fade. So they've always had dope fighters, and because of that, and because the division is so densely populated, and Lubin was right in the mix. I always thought that Lubin was dope. I was never one of them dudes who spoke ill of Erickson Lubin. I always thought Erickson Lubin was dope. Dude's a dope fighter. He's a dope fighter, so I don't think he's trash. I would like to see him and Zoo. I would like to see that. I want to see Zoo in there with all of them still. And let this be a lesson, man, because, like I said in the last video, man, there's still people in the crowd screaming at the top of their lungs, "We love you, Zoo. We love you, Zoo." That's what happens when you endear yourself to the fans. He got knocked out. It is what it is. That doesn't, his growth doesn't have to be stunted off of this loss. He'll be all right. He'll come back. He's a warrior at the end of the day, a warrior class. He'll be all right, man. I don't need to play the violin for him. We don't need to sympathize with him and baby him and all that shit. Like, nah, man. These is warriors at the end of the day. This is how they earn a living. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. But damn sure don't kick him while he down. Especially after you've been down twice. Violently down. Once in one round, another in a fight where you was completely unrecognizable. Your mother didn't even know that was you. I guarantee your mom couldn't watch that fight after the first or after the second round. With you and Fundora. That's how bad and brutal it was, man. So just have a little bit more compassion for a motherfucker who been knocked out because you've been subject to that twice. And that's all I gotta say about it, man. I'm going to work, man. I'll get with y'all niggas later. Y'all know what it is with me, man. Doses.